Alright, so how to create this? It's pretty easy in Blender. I mean, again, this is previous kind of stuff. So the basic idea is using the self factor to pre-break things, then use rigid body to pushing stuff around. This one has a lot of pieces, so you need to kind of combine them together. So in order to show things more easily, let's start with the new things. So it'll be easier, but the idea is same. So let's say we are going to break this. Let's say this is the wall we're going to break. So let's make a little bit. And we do need a ground because it needs to be passive ground, so otherwise everything will be fall because of gravity, right? So let's make a quick ground. That's enough. So self factor I already talked about in other videos. So but in this case we're going to, well, we can use these draw tools. And once we switch to surface, you can draw on the surface. So I say, oh, maybe I can, try to break here more. You don't need to, pin very carefully. And it's not going to be like break just like you're drawing. It's just will be concentrate a little bit here. So self fracture. So you're going to change this to pencil. Maybe source limit a little bit up. Noise is like, irregular shape, so 0.6. This, if you put one, it will break one more time, but it's just demonstration, so I won't do it. So just say okay, I will break it. As you can see, it break. Actually, I did wrong. If you do this, you have to put them in a collection, otherwise it will be a lot of trouble to select all the things. So I just say FX, so it will be in a collection. So as you can see, it put under this collection, and the original is there, and you no longer need it, so just hide it. And you can delete this, you no longer need it, so just minus sign, it'll be gone. So press W, go back. Now you have each individual pre-break, right? You can keyframe between here and here, so just right before the contact, you switch to this one. So how to set up this is we're going to set up a rigid body. So go to here. We're just going to have a rigid body. This will be active. So set up active. A little bit friction so it doesn't move too much. Now we're going to go to rigid body. And well, let's not calculate mass. Let's actually Shift G so you can select everything. And we're just going to copy this to everything else. Copy from active. Now everything carry a rigid body. You can see everything carry. Now we are actually going to calculate this mass, because otherwise they will fall at the same speed. They don't have sense of different weight, different size. So let's Shift G, collection again. That's why you need to put in the collection, otherwise it's hard to select. Rigid body, calculate mass. Now you can choose like what kind of a stone it is. So let's say limestone. Then if you can see the mass, 194 kilograms, 234. Now everything is like different because size is different. It will calculate for you. So now if you play ship, it will be go to the floor, of course. That's why you need to ground plane, and you need to give it passive, a little bit friction so they're not crazy. Then you play it. See, it's very naturally falling down because you actually calculate the mass, so that's a very important steps. Now, so on the other thing is something goes through the whole floor, I mean whole wall. So let's make a cube. Let's go y, no, x, and put somewhere here. So that will be another active rigid body. We're going to keyframe it. So push I, just location, and that's too much. 24 frame, a little bit smaller. Go to here, and this is going to be right here, and I'm going to keyframe the location. Now this thing is going right. Yep. So well, first of all, those things start the simulation before the things even hit. So that is because we need to, if we go down dynamic, we need to deactivation. So, and start deactivate. So that is basically tells this piece don't move until it hit by another rigid body. So, well, unfortunately, I have to do everything again because, you know, it will, you need to carry this information to all the things. So you need to do the what is it, rigid body, copy from active. So everything will have this. Then you need to calculate the mass again because you just basically give this info to everyone, so everyone share the same way. So you need to do this again, rigid body, calculate mass. Of course, you do, option gone. Calculate mass. Of course, if you do, I mean, by the first time you know that's what you're going to do, you can just, you know, do this first time, click this, do the first time. You don't need to repeat this. Now, if you play, it shouldn't move. Yes, that doesn't move because it's waiting for something hit it. So this one, sign a rigid body and it's become active. You don't really need to cast. Sometimes it's necessary, but most likely no. So, well, if you play, it's going to drop because again, rigid body will take over before take priority before the animation. So you just need to click this. So you tell them, oh, anime actually override these things, this rigid body. So now it's going there. You can see it's moving around and it's going there. Yeah, that's basically how I do it. And this can be keyframes. The reason we want keyframe this is like, oh, if you hit here, you want to actually give this back to the physics control. So it's like you are throwing out a stone. So you say, oh, by here, I'm going to give back to. Let's keyframe this first. Just insert frame. And by 5 frame, insert frame, but by frame 6, I'm actually give back to the physics. He's just going to this one, yeah. So, see, it's different because by the frame 5, he's still using the animation, but by frame 6, I give back to physics simulation control. So it's behave more naturally. If you want something hit the whole wall like this, you can hide this. It's more behaving more natural. So you can keyframe this. All right, that's it. That's basically how I do that farmhouse break.